I love how you're speaking in a way where we're all in the same level, including yourself. You know, because in life, there's levels to life, okay?
There's levels to the
And
game.
I'm sure there's levels to the game, but let me kind of walk you through the levels, and I think it's important for everybody to realize this. So let's say a guy starts off with only $7 in his bank account. Let's just pick this case study, whoever this guy may be. Starts off with $7 in his bank account, goes, recreates his identity, becomes the biggest name in wrestling, right? Most electrifying man in wrestling, goes into movies, makes it, highest paid actor, I think 4 out of the last 7 years. I don't know what the number is. I think 3 or 4 out of the last 7 years. I have the data. 84 million, 87 million, 270 million in 2021, I think it was, whatever it was. I'm not counting your money, but you made a lot of money last few years, right?
I made a buck or two, yeah.
Then you got Zoa, then you got this, then you got that. And then social media following, 1 million. Oh my God, the guy's got 1 million followers, 10 million, wow, 10 million followers, 100 million. And then there is the 600 million community. There's not a lot of people in the 600 million community, and that's one of one. Then, I don't know if you guys saw this 7 years ago, or I'm trying to figure out when this came out, and it was saying, who is the most recognizable face in the world? Like when you go out there, they're gonna recognize your face. I think you were at like 56, 54 percentile. That means 54% of the world, no matter where you go, they're gonna say, I know this guy from wrestling, from movies, from this, from that. So some people may go up and they'll compete and man, this freaking wrestling thing is great. I'm partying, I'm drinking, the girl's freaking awesome. We're going to Japan, we're going to this. What a freaking hardcore party and stuff I'm doing. I got nice jewelry, I got nice clothes, and I'm happy where I'm at. And so, nah, that's not enough for me. I want to be this. No, it's not going to be easy to transition to movies. I'm going to do it. And you go, this, I'm so, okay. And then in the movies, listen, just be happy that you're an actor. No, I'm not just, I'm going to go, and then I'm going to start a drink, and I'm going to do term, and I'm going to go do this. To get to the highest of the highest of the highest level, where it's not 1% or 0.1% or 0.01%, it's one of one. You're a one of one camp. Tiger is a one of one. Michael's a one of one in their camp, right? Tom Brady last year, we're on stage. I asked him a question, because he's another one of those one of ones. Mm-hmm. I said, generally, when I look at guys that go to that level, I see there's 3 things they have in common. They have one person in their lives that gave them unconditional love. You have to experience that to tolerate the pain. But all you need is one person. Mm-hmm. You need one person to give you unconditional love, mom. Mm-hmm. You need one person in your life that no matter what you do, you will never win them over. It's like it's never enough. I can go get this, I can go make this money, I can go win this award. They're always gonna be like, yeah, but, it's kind of like he hasn't done enough yet. Then there is those who have those two, but then they choose their enemies wisely. For whatever reason, some people don't choose their enemies wisely. They choose an enemy lower than them. They choose an enemy that produces the bad feelings, but they choose their enemies wisely. To become one of one and to go for as many years as you've gone, and the highs and the lows and the losses and the injuries and the setbacks and all this other stuff that you go through, what drives you?
Mm-hmm. You mentioned about choosing enemies wisely, which I love that, and we've heard that term. Certainly you've embodied that term. As I always like to say, you choose your enemies up, and choose up for the enemies. But also, what drives me is, I'll take it back. There was some cheers in here at the University of Miami. When I stepped onto that campus in Coral Gables, we were hungry, dogs, but also it was there that I started to understand, number one, it was really challenging to be a student athlete back then and certainly now. It's almost like having a pro career at the same time as being a student, especially today. But what Miami allowed me to do, none of us had money, we were broke, but we were hungry and we put in the work. We always like to say we were the hardest workers in the room. That's where I got that term from. But also, that place and that culture, that winning culture that we all want and that we're all part of and want to continue to grow the winning culture. What Miami, it was almost like a forcing mechanism. What it allowed me to do was realize there's more and think more. think for more. You don't have to be just this, especially when there's a lot of people who are against you. And at that time, University of Miami, we were the bad boys of the game at that time. And we played ball, won national titles, et cetera. But at our core, it was, no, we could still be dominant, but we could still go for more. So I learned that there, that you don't have to stay in something like this. You could do more. And then I started to understand, as I started to get down the road, that, oh, you don't do it by yourself, because I used to be very hands-on, micromanaging, and it served me for a little while. Then I started to realize it started to be counterproductive for me. Oh, you don't do it by yourself. Bring in a team of people. Choose your enemies up, choose your partners up, people who are a lot smarter than I am, which isn't hard to be, at what they do. And then you can continue just to fortify this idea that let's do more. So, for example, we talk about levels, right? And everybody has achieved some sort of level of success in this room, massive, growing to be massive, ambitious, etc. So I, like you, we've talked about this. We're lucky boys to be able to get to do what we do, but man, the work ethic, the drive, that hunger to compete, it never goes away. I reached this point in my career where I started to realize, oh, I've done pretty good, and we're sitting up top on this mountain. And I realized, this happened, probably it was a big revelation for me about a year ago, where I thought, okay, I'm on top of this mountain. A few things can happen from here. I reached this point in my life. We could either stay here and enjoy the view and bask in it, or we could go back down the mountain, right off into the sunset. And I thought, well, the first two don't seem like it's in my DNA. I know what we should do. Let's go build more mountain. Not only let's go build more mountain, but the difference is, for me, is now bringing everybody with us to build more mountain as well. So everybody can get so everyone can take accountability for the work ethic that we're all going to put in, but everyone can enjoy building this mountain too as well. Because what happens is, you ultimately, as we go along on the road of life, you become so uniquely focused and myopic on the thing that you want to attract and compete for and accomplish. You and I were talking backstage about that, about just everything that you have done and continue to do. It's funny, I said to David backstage, I said, so is there going to be a moment, if you don't mind me sharing this? He went, where'd you go, the Hamptons?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. he said, I looked around, it just felt so good. And I said, so is that going to be part of a lifestyle for you one day, where you kind of just unplug? And it was as if I said, hey, do you mind if I slap you in the face? Because he looked at me and went, no, not at all. And I went, that's my guy, that's right. So I think for me, the drive just comes from wanting to do more.
If there's one thing you're going to get from this interview with The Rock and I, we both love America. We had 2 big flags at our event. He's got a flag in his gym and everywhere he goes. This is the USA gear, limited edition for the rest of the year. If you love America, sport this USA gear. On the side, it says Future Looks Bright. On the back, it says Valuetainment. On the side, it's got the American flag. We got the shirts. We got the flip-flops. These are the only flip-flops I wear when I'm at the house and walking the dogs. It feels amazing with the gel in it. So if you love America, if you believe the future looks bright, if you love Valuetainment, click on the link above or below. Go wear some of the gear and tag us, because we share the pictures on the podcast all the time. So go to vtmerch.com and place your order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.